Hello, my name is Riley Vasquez, and this is my site plan part 2 project, the recommendations presentation for the designated site I have chosen, which is the District Shopping Mall in Green Valley Ranch, located here in Henderson. So as you can see, here is a photo of the main street located within the center of the district. Surrounding the street, there are various stores, restaurants, coffee shops, and events that bring in the district's customers. As you can see in the photo, there is no serious dividers separating the street from the sidewalks, which house the pedestrians. However, you can notice that there is a slight curb to the right of the photo, and sadly, this does not lead up very much further into the district. One benefit that has been in place here at the district that I observed is that there is one single mini circle that you can kind of see off into the distance in the left hand of the photo, farther down the street. These are put into place so they can lower the speed limit of any cars traveling down the street. The cars are forced to yield and slow down in order to move around the mini circle. However, this is located pretty deep down the street. Therefore, the car has to travel a pretty good distance in order to get there, which means that there's plenty of time for mistake on the way to the one designated pedestrian safety installation right down here. Listed throughout this street, it is clear from signage that the speed limit is 5 miles per hour. However, many people do not necessarily read these signs, and a lot of people actually travel a lot faster than they are supposed to, possibly 10 to 15 miles per hour, while people are walking less than 5 feet away from their dangerously moving car. There also, while driving through the district, as a driver, you can observe that there are various crosswalks throughout the street that are not signed and are not highlighted for the driver to recognize that people might be crossing or might not be crossing. As a driver, I've experienced pedestrians actually wave cars down to try to get their attention, to try to get them to slow down so they can cross the street. It is easy for me to say that this is very dangerous. As I said, there are no raised medians or curbs, as you can see in the photo. No medians allowing for any separation of the cars traveling separate directions, or for pedestrians to have a break in between the divided street. And lastly, you can see that the street is also very narrow. It only accounts for 2 cars to fit very, very closely next to one another on the street. And this is very dangerous also for pedestrians because it inhibits their available space to either find safety when there is a threat from a car, and be able to find and run away from the dangerous threat, as well as the cars having to drive extremely cautiously within this tiny space next to one another, which could cause an even more dangerous situation because of how close in proximity these cars are. So this leads me to my number 1 suggested change for this assignment, and I would recommend creating a friendly infrastructure by permanently installing concrete bollards along the sides of the sidewalk. Concrete bollards are created for the sole purpose of protecting pedestrians. They are made of solid concrete, which inhibits any cars from driving through them and protecting anything that is behind them. Considering that there is nothing in place right now, I think that this would be a great additive to the district, giving ease to anybody walking alongside the restaurants and the shops, as well as taking into account any reckless drivers who may lose control of their car, and protecting the businesses as well. the estimated costs upon my own research, because the cost of bollards was sadly not listed on the estimated cost sheet given to us by the professor. So upon my own research, I found that according to the accurate board installation cost from a construction company located here in Vegas, I concluded that the estimated cost per bollard would be between $800 to $1,275. This is for a solid concrete, fully installed bollard. And I list this as my highest priority because I believe with the addition to these, it would not only change the entire vibe of the district, but it would decrease any statistically proven accidents that have occurred in the district in the past. My second suggested change for this designated site is implementing raised medians, whether they be as big as the ones as the photos that I have provided on the slide, or possibly even smaller ones, where there is a clearly designated crosswalk allowing for pedestrians to safely cross the street. As I showed in the photos before, there is no such designated crosswalks in the district as of now. A stoplight would be wonderful. However, considering the district is a smaller venue, perhaps one of the flashing yield signs that a pedestrian can click a button, it'll blink, and it'll alert the cars coming down the street that they're wanting to cross the street. If there was room, however, for amazing raised medians such as the ones in these photos, upon research, it shows that according to the supplied information on estimated costs, depending on materials and conditions, the estimation would be between $6,000 to $9,000 to be added into the district. I put this as a high priority because I see that from personal experience that the crosswalk situation is very dangerous, and I believe that this should be taken with high priority. My third suggested change is a much more drastic change, which might seem a little unrealistic. However, if the funds were available and the city of Henderson was looking to create a major investment in their city, I would suggest creating a neo-traditional and new urbanism design for the district, as this would require a massive road diet, lots of new construction, lots of new additions to the street. However, it would create a more traffic calming experience. As you can see in this photo, there are designated bollards. There is a very obvious raised median down the center of the street. You see pedestrians crossing the street safely, as well as the designated lanes for the cars are very much separated from where the pedestrians would be walking. Considering this is a major project, the estimated costs are very high. Again, this was not in the estimated cost sheet given to us by the professor, so upon my own research, I found that the estimated cost per mile with no resurfacing would be about $100,000. So considering the size of the district, we see this as a very costly investment. The priority is listed as low because, of course, there's a very unlikely chance of such a serious road diet. So in order to record any of the improvements from these drastic changes, an evaluation is needed to be put into place. My main suggestions would be to monitor any local businesses located in the district, see if their revenue has either increased or decreased as a result of the traffic calming. When people slow down, they tend to want to stop and they tend to want to spend more money. Another evaluation we could observe is the amount of active transporters in the area before and after, so accounting for any additional pedestrians, bicyclists. The amount can be documented prior to the changes as well as after, so we can either see an increase, a decrease, or maybe the data could stay the same. We can also monitor the amount of collisions occurring before and after these changes. The amount of car accidents, I think, is very important because after the changes, it would show that these changes have created a much more calm traffic area. Lastly, considering there is a residential area at the district as well, we can interview any residents and ask them about their comfortability among the street. They are the ones that are seeing this area the most, live in this area, and have the most observations, I think I would say. And their opinion would be extremely valuable because they would be able to say whether or not these changes really made a drastic difference in their home or not.